Let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels off? You're not sick, but your energy's low. You're more irritable than usual. The little things get under your skin, and even after a full night's sleep, you still wake up feeling drained. Maybe your focus isn't as sharp, or you've lost that drive you used to have. You might chalk it up to stress, getting older, or just being busy. But what if the real issue is something you've never even considered? What if a single, often overlooked mineral was at the root of it all? That mineral is magnesium. And today, we're going to have a real conversation about how magnesium impacts your mood, your energy, your physical performance, and ultimately, how you show up every day as a man. You see, magnesium isn't something most of us think about. We hear about protein, carbs, fats, testosterone, but magnesium, it doesn't make headlines. Yet it plays a role in over 300 processes in your body. And when you're not getting enough, which, let's be honest, most men aren't, then it slowly starts to chip away at your performance and emotional stability without you even realizing it. It's not just about muscles or blood pressure. Magnesium is like the quiet manager behind the scenes, keeping everything from your mood to your hormones in check. When it's missing, you start to notice, though often not in ways you'd connect to a simple nutrient. You feel more anxious, more reactive. Your sleep quality takes a dive. That calm, confident version of yourself, he starts to disappear under layers of stress, tension, and fatigue. Think back to a time when you felt totally in sync. Maybe you were working out consistently, sleeping well, and waking up ready to take on the day. That wasn't a fluke. That was your body operating with the right fuel, and magnesium was a part of that equation, whether you knew it or not. Now picture this. You're under pressure at work. You grab quick meals, drink a couple of coffees to power through, and maybe unwind with a drink or two at night. That cycle, repeated over days and weeks, burns through your magnesium reserves like a fire burns through dry wood. Add in poor sleep, intense workouts, or emotional stress, and you're in a deficit before you even realize what's happening. The signs creep in slowly. You're snapping more at your partner. You're restless at night. That second wind in the afternoon? Gone. You might even notice changes in your performance at the gym: longer recovery times, weaker lifts, less endurance. But here's what's powerful. It doesn't have to stay that way. Because once you start supporting your body with the magnesium it needs, everything begins to shift. Your nervous system finally gets a break. That constant sense of being on edge starts to soften. You sleep deeper. You wake up feeling like you've actually rested. Your muscles stop cramping. Your focus improves. Even your patience returns. What's incredible is how quickly your body responds when you give it what it's missing. Magnesium works quietly, but its effects can be felt in every corner of your life. From the way you handle stress to the way you move your body and connect with others, it is all connected. Let's talk about mood for a second. So many men deal with low-level anxiety or even depression without realizing it. It doesn't always look like sadness. It can show up as irritability, short temper, emotional flatness, or feeling disconnected. Magnesium plays a direct role in balancing neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA, the chemicals that help you feel calm, content, and mentally clear. When you're low on magnesium, you're more likely to feel tense and unsettled, even if everything in your life looks fine from the outside. And this isn't about weakness, it's about awareness. Real strength is recognizing when something's off and doing something about it. You're not meant to just survive your days. You're meant to feel sharp, present, and powerful. Magnesium helps get you there, not by masking symptoms, but by addressing the root of so many issues men silently struggle with. And it doesn't take a major overhaul. Small changes in your nutrition, your supplements, even your hydration can make a massive difference. But before we dive into those details, you need to understand that you're not alone. Millions of men are running on empty when it comes to magnesium. They think they're just burnt out, when really, they're biochemically unbalanced. The good news? This is fixable. You don't need to accept brain fog, mood swings, or constant fatigue as your new normal. You just need to start paying attention to the signals your body's been sending. It's not lazy. It's not broken, it's just under-supported. Once you start giving your body what it's asking for, the transformation is real. You move through your day with more ease. Your reactions become more measured. You reconnect with that steady, grounded version of yourself that used to feel second nature. And people notice, not because you're louder, but because you're more present, more calm, more you. So let's keep going, because there's so much more to this story. When you start giving your body the magnesium it needs, the changes often begin in places you least expect. You don't just sleep better, you think clearer. You don't just feel calmer, you respond better. Instead of reacting with frustration, you find yourself pausing, processing, choosing your words with intention. That's not magic. That's a nervous system that's no longer stuck in overdrive. See, magnesium works like a brake pedal on your stress response. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, digestion, recovery, and emotional regulation. In simple terms, it helps you chill without making you sluggish. It's not a sedative, it's a stabilizer. It allows your body and brain to exhale, reset, and restore balance. When you're low on magnesium, that balance is the first thing to go. You're living in fight or flight mode, tense, jumpy, overwhelmed, and it chips away at your focus, patience, and confidence. But what about performance? Let's talk about the gym, the track, or wherever you push your body. If you've ever struggled with recovery, hit a plateau in strength, or felt your endurance fading faster than it used to, magnesium could be playing a bigger role than you realize. This mineral is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Without it, your muscles cramp, twitch, and tire out faster. Your body can't shuttle energy effectively. You're working harder just to keep up. And here is the part most guys don't know. Magnesium plays a major role in how your testosterone operates. It is not just about how much testosterone your body produces, it is about how much of it is available to use. Testosterone travels through your blood in both bound and unbound forms. The unbound, or free, testosterone is what your body can actually use to build muscle, boost libido, sharpen focus, and elevate mood. Magnesium helps increase that free testosterone by reducing the amount that gets locked up by proteins in your blood. That means better workouts, stronger drive, clearer thinking, all from one mineral most men are unknowingly short on. Now let's look at real-life application. How do you know if you're low on magnesium? Your body might already be telling you. Are you often restless at night? Struggling to fall asleep or waking up multiple times? That's a red flag. Do you experience muscle tightness, unexplained fatigue, or mood swings that seem out of character? Another clue. Even things like sugar cravings, headaches, or a racing mind when you're trying to relax can be subtle hints. The truth is, we don't live in a magnesium-friendly world. Our soils are depleted, which means the food we eat, even the healthy stuff, doesn't contain the same levels of magnesium it used to. Add in stress, processed foods, caffeine, alcohol, and not enough leafy greens, and you're almost guaranteed to be running below optimal. The solution doesn't have to be complicated. You can start with whole foods. Leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. Nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds, almonds and cashews. Beans, avocados, even dark chocolate, yes, real dark chocolate, are naturally high in magnesium. These foods don't just fuel your body, they calm it. They nourish you from the inside out. But let's be real. Food alone might not cut it for every guy, especially if you're already depleted. That's where smart supplementation can make a difference. But here's a heads up, not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Some forms, like magnesium oxide, have poor absorption and can cause digestive issues. Instead, look for forms like magnesium glycinate, which is calming and gentle on the stomach, or magnesium citrate, which is more bioavailable and often used for energy and muscle support. If stress and sleep are your biggest concerns, glycinate before bed can be a game changer. For performance and energy, citrate earlier in the day might give you a clean lift. This isn't about chasing perfection, it's about building awareness. When you understand what your body needs and start feeding it better literally and figuratively, you stop feeling like you're constantly catching up. You start leading. You start owning your mood, your performance, your health. Not from a place of struggle, but from a place of strength. And it's in those quiet shifts, waking up with energy, reacting with patience, recovering faster, that your confidence grows again. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start realizing, "This is what I've been missing." Magnesium isn't a magic fix, but it is a powerful ally. And when your body finally has enough of it, life feels a whole lot more manageable. There is something powerful that happens when you stop ignoring your body's signals and start responding to them. When you stop brushing off the irritability, the restless sleep, the lack of drive, and instead begin to ask, "What's behind this?" That's where change begins, not in some overnight fix, but in choosing to reconnect with the foundation of your health. And magnesium? It's one of those foundations. As men, we often pride ourselves on pushing through. Tired? Push through. Stressed? Push through. Low energy? Just work harder. But over time, that constant grind without proper replenishment wears us down. You can't pour from an empty cup. And magnesium helps refill it, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. When your body finally has what it needs to function well, you move through the world differently. You stand taller, think clearer, breathe deeper. You stop surviving and start showing up fully present, calm, focused, and powerful. This mineral might be small, but its impact is massive. When your magnesium levels are optimized, your brain fires more smoothly, your heart rate steadies, your muscles recover faster, your sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Even your relationships benefit, because when your mood stabilizes, your patience grows, your communication improves, and that underlying tension you've been carrying starts to fade. But don't just take this on faith. The changes are real and measurable. Studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can improve sleep quality, reduce anxiety, enhance memory, and support testosterone levels. One study even found that physically active men who supplemented with magnesium had significantly higher levels of free testosterone compared to those who didn't. That's not a sales pitch, that's your biology finally working with you instead of against you. And let's talk about testosterone for a minute, because for many men, this is the number that quietly rules their energy, their drive, their confidence. You don't need sky-high levels to feel great, you just need your body to use what it already has efficiently. That's where magnesium comes in, unlocking free testosterone so your energy, motivation, and libido can fire on all cylinders again. Combine that with better sleep, less stress, and more stable moods, and suddenly you feel like you again. Not a younger version of you, but a more capable, balanced version of who you are now. So where do you go from here? You start simple. Add more magnesium-rich foods to your day. Pay attention to how you feel after eating leafy greens, nuts, or even a small serving of dark chocolate. Watch how your sleep changes when you ease off caffeine and alcohol at night, and focus on nourishing your body instead of numbing it. If needed, bring in a high-quality magnesium supplement. Choose a form your body can absorb. And stay consistent, not for a week, but for the long game. Because this isn't about a 30-day fix. This is about reclaiming a part of yourself you may have forgotten. The calm, steady strength, the grounded confidence, the clarity that comes when your body isn't battling deficiency. And once you begin to feel the difference, you won't want to go back. You'll notice the moments when you're more focused in conversations, more energized during workouts, more patient in moments of stress. That's the return on investing in your health, and magnesium is one of the smartest places to start. We live in a time where burnout is worn like a badge of honor, where men are told to push through instead of pause and listen. But real leadership, real strength, comes from taking ownership of your health. Not because something is broken, but because you deserve to feel your best. You deserve to feel strong, centered, and alive, so take that step. Not for the guy you used to be, but for the man you're becoming. One who doesn't settle for fatigue, doesn't normalize stress, and doesn't ignore the quiet signals from his own body. Magnesium may be just one part of the puzzle, but sometimes it's the piece that brings everything else into place. If this message resonated with you, if you found yourself nodding along or thinking, "That explains a lot," then take a moment to share this video. Drop a comment below with your own experiences or questions. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're committed to your health and growth as a man, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that supports your journey. You're not here to burn out, you're here to thrive. And it starts with the small choices like listening to your body, feeding it well, and remembering that your best days aren't behind you. They're ahead. Stay strong, stay sharp, and keep showing up. Your health matters because you matter.